Hi, my name is Herb Molner.
My name is Paula Molner.
We've been married for
62 years.
met Paula at a wedding. She was gorgeous. You couldn't help seeing her. She lit up the room. She was really beautiful, but there was a quiet quality to the looks, and it was reflective really of her personality. She's quality in everything she does. There are a lot of pretty girls, but there was a depth to it that was more than just physical beauty that I found kind of an aura that attracted me.
He had this big smile and a kind of penetrating glance. It wasn't a clear one way or another. I thought, what's going on here?
Penetrating glance, Herbie. It sounds like you were really checking her out.
Yeah, she had a killer body.
Our first date was at a charming little French restaurant on Lincoln Park West. We happen to live on Lincoln Park West today. He actually, on our first date, said, "What shall we name the children?" And I kind of just listened. And then he said, "What about Herb Jr.?" I said, "I don't think I like Herb Jr." Our first date was in January, and his Valentine gift was 11 roses with a little note that I was the 12th.
Aww.
How do you like it?
How old were you when you got married?
I was 22, close to 23.
Herbie, how old were you?
27, I think.
27.
27.
Aw, that's so cute. Paula, you look gorgeous in that photograph.
Right.
I wore my sister-in-law's wedding dress. She had been married 10 years before, but I kind of liked the sentimentality. And I say, look back, I like it more than what I would have selected.
What was it like raising Tom, John, and David?
A pleasure. It was a dream, really was. They were wonderful boys. And when I look back at a lot of the things that have happened to other parents with children, we were really blessed. They were all bright, industrious, and knew the value of things.
What do you think is the key to a happy and successful marriage?
And everybody would tell you that someday you'll find someone and the two of you will become one. I think that was not only misleading and wrong, but counterproductive. I think that if you're lucky, the two of you become three, somewhat the way those Olympic logo circles overlap each other, so that you maintain a great deal of what you are, your mate contains a great deal of what they have, and in the middle, that overlap is where you share values and build. We were very lucky that we were able to maintain our individuality and the things that we shared in common. And they were very powerful in our life. They built together.
And I guess also it's the friendship that does it. And also where you see in another person a kind of strength that you don't have. And so you look to them for that. Herbie, despite his fun-loving and toss-off remarks, has a gravitas. You know, he has some really quite basic values and strengths, and his appreciation for things. You know, he's essentially a happy person. When he with his skiing, I say, "How was it?" He said, "Oh, it was the best day ever again." You know, and
the underlying tenet for us that made it work was that we spent the time we had, that we shared, in discovery, not in perfection. And being in discovery, you never get to the end. You never have a letdown. And that's the problem with goals, isn't it? Once you reach them, you tend not to want to surpass them. So for us, it's always been a journey.
What advice would you all give young people who are about to embark on a life together?
well, first of all, I think it's a challenging today because very often people are intimate before a friendship and a knowledge of one another have developed. And so it's to step back and find the friendship in the love.
I think you need time to separate the being in love with love or confusing love and lust to whether you have a deep caring for the person and whether you are able to genuinely bask in their success. If you have that kind of support and feeling, it's a good foundation, I think, to start. But I think you better marry your best friend, because that's really what you'll wind up relying on.
What are you all looking forward to this year?
Staying vertical.